So today my order came for a set of MSDS headers and Y pipes for my Ford Freestyle. Well, I say for my Ford Freestyle with a grain of salt. It is technically for a 2006 Mazda 6, but it has the same engine and nothing's really available for my car, so I kind of took matters into my own hands. Headers look great. They're a mild steel. I'm cleaning them up a little bit because I'm going to be ceramic coating them at some point soon. What I did find out though is that the Y pipe I was shipped was actually the wrong model year. It's supposed to be for an 06 or late Mazda 6. I got sent the 03 to 05. So I kind of knew I was going to have to modify the Y pipe anyway to fit this car because the subframe is different. So I'm not too mad about it, but I'm going to see if I can get a partial refund because I'm kind of not happy about that. It's going to create more work for me. So we are back from O'Reilly's, and we got some exhaust manifold gaskets. They were supposed to come from Rock Auto yesterday. That did not happen. They're stuck in Texas, and USPS doesn't know when they're coming. So, yeah, in the meantime, I've got the top side of these headers nice and coated up with some ceramic coating. And then I'm going to wait for that to dry off real nice. I'm going to do a light coat and a heavy coat on the underside. I'm going to flip them over. And they're going to get baked and heat treated in the oven where the coating doesn't chip off and it lasts longer. So now I gotta figure out what I'm going to do with this Y pipe. I'm thinking if we cut it here and flip that 90, that can go to the front bank and that'll go back. This tab I'm probably going to cut off and relocate. Let me pop the hood and see if I can show where that's going to end up going. So there is that tab down there, which I'm thinking I can weld onto the header and kind of use that stock mounting point, but we'll see how everything lines up. So now we start the process of removing the old exhaust, which we're going to start at the back, go forward and get this off, and then Y pipe comes next. That should all come out, and then we'll start getting the cats off and then go. Alright, little update here. Whole exhaust is off. It is now currently in the grass. There is the really terrible stock Y pipe. So it does a 180 into a 90 into straight into there, not even like a smooth merge. You can see that. It's like crimped there, go under the subframe. Really bad. There's a resonator. I think this resonator might still be okay. This is the exhaust cut I had on it, which I ended up never really using because it sounded terrible. And this is the muffler that I think is wearing out and why it's getting so raspy. These tips are stainless, are still good. I'm probably gonna actually use these in my new exhaust. But yeah, we are getting somewhere. What we left under here is just the cats to get off. And the manifolds, obviously, but we'll get to that. We've run into a slight issue being that this other two sensor really does not want to come out. So we're gonna try some of the good old PV. Oh, that was a lot. Oops. This stuff is pretty good though. And I use way too much. Awesome. We're just gonna, yeah, no one will notice that. I'm rust coating the frame, you know. Really just keep it nice under here. Not like it's rusted at all. So apparently you're supposed to be 7/8. Best to have the 13/16 or crescent wrench, which really didn't work. I feel like hammering this on would not work very well. We'll see how things go. Wait till it's hot balls. Okay. I'm gonna switch up the mud. Grab it now. Oh, come on. I know you want to come out. I know you do. Oh, come on. I really don't care for it. You just want to do so. That'd break off too. Push on the finger. That's probably not good for it. That's definitely not good for it. Come on, you bastard. I see, I want to grab it here and pull down. Paint out. That is hot. That is nuts. Okay. This is great. I'm enjoying myself. Totally. I'm not frustrated at all. There we go. Not included in the recording because you couldn't really see it, but with this little pick, I was able to press down the little clip and get that out, so that does help a little. I can pull this out now, and I guess I can just take off the cat and worry about that later. We'll need that, but not right this second, so on we go to those bolts and get the cat off. I have time to bust out the thingamajig 3000 to get to this bolt down here, because I really don't feel like doing that from the underside. Come to Papa, you know you want to. Did I get it? No. Oh yeah, torque loss is not real. What if I can set that? Ooh, perfect. There we go. Just like butter. That is off. Are these even out? Oh yeah, I don't have the right socket. 1 second. We'll be back shortly. Time to see if we can bust these out now. Okay, that one's off. And yeah, that's basically off, right? You want to come for me to get them. Oh, that's like barely on there. I think it's, yeah, that should be free now. It's just sitting on there, so how hot is it? Oh, it's not that bad. We'll grab it. Okay, that bolts out. I will need that. And will you, oh, right, the bolts are actually still in here. The nuts are just, ooh, that's hot. I should be wearing gloves, but I'm not because I'm stupid. I love making bad decisions. This entire project is a bad decision. Oh, yeah, what do you know? So I'm gonna work on removing this rear cat here, which is gonna be a little bit less than fun, but I kind of need to do it before I can get any of this exhaust manifold or the EGR off, because yeah, it's just not gonna be very fun to reach in there. So yeah, wish me luck. So we got one bolt out. This other bolt is being less than cooperative. Please get blasted and don't be a fucking hoe. Oh, that's gonna squirt on me. Oh no. Oopsies. Do I even have enough room to get a breaker bar in? No, I definitely don't. Okay, we're just gonna raw dog this. I took a break from working on that cat and getting that bolt out, and I'm gonna put a coat of ceramic on the bottom of the headers now. Maybe a light coat, any spots I missed before, and then let it kind of cure off, do the heavy coat, and then these bad boys are going in the oven at some point tonight to let it really bake. It is now time for coat 2 of the headers. After this, they should be ready to bake once they're done. I think I'm gonna start like 250, 300 for like half an hour, and then at 400, and then as high as the oven can go. And we'll see what that does. Coat is on. We're gonna ignore the overspray that I got on my phone. Yes, I'm recording all this on a phone because I don't really do YouTube, but yeah, it's fucking not too bad. So I'm gonna let that cure up, and I guess we'll get back to the stupid friggin' rear cat. I'm also not looking forward to getting those manifold bolts out either, but, or nuts anyway, but yeah, we'll see. Number 2 has been deleted. I don't know if you can see, but it is still good in there. I'll probably keep these for now just in case this whole header thing doesn't work out the way I want it to. If it doesn't sound, because those are both in good condition. So now we just left with the wonderful exhaust manifolds. that one right there, and that one back there. I'm gonna need a light under here, but yep, that's what we got now. I'm debating lifting up the motor and removing this mount to do the rear one, but we'll see. We are so close so far in this rear manifold. The last two I have to get out are that one there. I don't know how you can see that. And then the one over here. And I think I can maybe get a wrench on that one, but I can't really get anything on that one, maybe with a swivel joint. I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, that motor mount bracket is concerning me a bit for clearancing with the headers, because that is in a bad spot. But it was basically a fucking war to get this rear manifold out, but it is out. In fact, getting the other headers back on, I don't know how that's gonna happen, but that sounds like a tomorrow problem. Fucking hell. Of course, these studs prevented the manifold from coming straight out, and when you try to take them out, they just wrap it, because why would they? Amazing. I'm pretty much wrapping up for the night. This is what the workspace looks like. Manifold, and you see a header for the oven, that shit's there, and yeah. Alright, so we are back on the next day here, and what I'm going to be trying to do is get these exhaust studs out, and I have a different trick. I'm trying to use a jam nut, because these will need to come off if I want to try and get these headers fitted up, otherwise it's just not going to be fun, so we will see how that goes. So far, the jam nut does seem to be working. The stud is coming out with some difficulty, but it's going. So, unfortunate news, which I kind of honestly expected anyway, is that if I can kind of get this up in here. Is that right here? It is hitting on the mount. It's hitting there. That I can cut off easily, and that should be okay. But that bit there, I'm gonna have to take probably a lot off, because it's gonna sit. You know, honestly, it might be fine without cutting that, but I'm gonna do it anyway, and then I'm gonna have to notch it there. So. I think what this unfortunately means is that I'm going to have to remove that bracket, which requires removing the alternator, lifting the engine, removing the motor mount, and yeah, fuck. Alright, the alternator heat shield is off, which I like that. I'm getting on the battery, but the thing was a huge thing to get off. Also, the belt tensioner sucks, but I did it. So, yeah. Next step, remove the actual alternator. Alright, the alternator has been removed, which gives me access to those bolts to get this bracket out. But before I do that, I should probably support the engine, since I'm going to be removing the mount. Right, motor mount has been removed. Engine is supported by a definitely not jank contraption. So now it's time to get this bracket out, and we can get the header fitted up and start notching that. We're back in the garage, and I'm going to be installing studs here into the head. And then we'll be getting the rear header mounted up, and then we're going to clearance the bracket after that. So here we go. Right now I'm working on getting the O2 sensors put in. I'll probably wait to actually torque these down until they're in the vehicle. Might just be a little easier. I don't want to try to hold these on the ground, step on it, and then torque it. Don't want to mess these up. This, I'm not sure what I want to do. I may put this O2 sensor in now and then trying to fit it up. I think I'm going to have to clearance some stuff with the motor mount, so we're going to see. I did have to flatten the bottom of this flange a bit, because it wasn't totally flat, and it probably would have been fine with the style of gasket that I have, but I kind of just didn't want to risk it, so we are going to see what happens. Alright, stud is anti-seized up and is in there, so I think it's now take 2 for putting on the gasket and trying to see if we can get the header on. Alright, moment of truth. How hard will this be? Maybe I should have waited to put that 2 sensor in. I think I definitely should have waited to put that 2 sensor in. Take that back out. Oh shit. Does one come back out now? That's pretty good. There's one done right there. Fix it for I'm stupid and I did not grab nuts to actually secure this one. One of these, that should do it. Hold it. Alright, the headers are on the rear as well. Those 2 sensors in. EGR, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna cut this off. I'm gonna make like a little, just like a block off plate, stick it in there and tighten that down and move this tube. A, to clean things up, and B, I don't want the EGR, and C, I don't want to feel like trying to route that, so that'll be done. I'm gonna start clearancing, or getting ready to clearance the motor mount bracket and test fitting, so here we go. Alright, it is now the next day. I did kind of skip some stuff last night because it got pretty late and I got tired and I kind of just didn't feel like recording. Then I was working on clearancing that, which was not fun, but I got it. Motor mount's back in. Heat shield's adjusted here. It's pretty close, but I don't like that, but it shouldn't stop the motor mount from cooking. Alternator's back on, it's all connected. I'm gonna connect the battery, and then I think the next thing I should do is start planning. I'm gonna cut up the Y pipe and maybe get a section on here for now so I can hook up this downstream out too, because I don't want to leave this dangling for now. So at that point, then I think I can take it to the shop and weld it up, but I need to get this to where these aren't gonna rattle, so I gotta get something on there. So I spent quite a bit of time today kind of mocking up and cutting up the old Y pipe, and I've kind of used some tape to hold everything in place for now, but this is about what it's gonna look like. I'm gonna pick up the welder in a bit and then start tacking it up. But yeah, it's kind of hard to see, unfortunately, but it comes down here, loops around, goes up, and this is a bit of a wider radius bend than the original one I got was. Not by much, but it's a little smoother. And then it goes up and over here. I've kind of propped it up with some stuff right now. And then this bit here is gonna V-bend on and come down. I need to trim this one up too and adjust it a bit because it's not quite where I want it to be, but that I can do later. So yeah, we're making progress.